Hello, my name's Art Reza. I'll be your host on today's program, Perspectives. Also with me is Dr. Jose Martinez, his co-host.
Hello. Hi.
Thank you for being here, Dr. Martinez. On today's program, we're going to be talking about MECCA. It's a nonprofit organization here in Killeen that deals with the arts and young people, youth. And to talk about that, we have two special guests. We have Dr. Daniel Kott, who is the director for MECCA.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here, Dr. Kott.
You're welcome.
And he also brought with him one of his students or performers, and who is actually a princess. Her name is Samantha Salvador. Thank you for being here, Samantha.
You're welcome.
Okay, let me just start off with MECCA, Dr. Kott. What is MECCA? It's a set of letters most people see on the website.
Right. It's a little complex now. The name has been changed, but anyway, it stands for Multi-Educational Cross-Cultural Arts Association, so MECCA. And we're a 501c3 nonprofit organization, which means that to the IRS we're nonprofit, and therefore donations are considered tax exempt, et cetera, and to the state of Texas also.
What's the history behind MECCA here in Killeen?
MECCA really go back 25 years when we started doing international programs way back probably around 1979 in Killeen, and then it grew into, as things got more complex with the Killeen Parks and Recs and Killeen Arts Commission, we got legally organized, if you want to call it that, around in 1992. So to get funding from nonprofit organizations and Walmart, for example, stores and so on that want tax-exempt status, you have to become a certain type of legal organization. So basically we became MECCA officially back around 10, 15 years ago. We've gotten money from the City of Killeen hotel motel tax for about the last 10 or 11 years because of that status.
And during those years, there's been some growth, and now you are connected with the internet, and you provide classes. So what kind of activities do you do?
Well, we changed from multi-ethnic organization based on the needs of the legal system and the monetary system to multi-educational. So basically, now we're an educational organization, and we teach international music and dance, heavy on Tex-Mex because we're in Mexican country and Texas country and so on. So, but this young lady's from Panama, so I spent 5 years in Panama. So we teach Panamanian music, Panamanian dance. In October, we teach German music, Oompa music, and German dances, and we have all the costumes because we've been collecting costumes and paying for them for over 10 years at least. So we've got costumes from around the world, mostly authentic costumes. We've got costumes from Egypt for Egyptian dancing, Korea, Japan, Hawaii. This young lady's also Hawaiian, so we do Hawaiian and so on. So basically, we teach all this, we research it first, and then we find musicians and dancers who are interested in teaching us, and then we try to archive that material one way or the other. Once we get it into a package of some kind, then we produce it for distribution over, for example, the internet. We have a social network called MECCA on the Ning network. It's called. It's a social network, and we have many photos, videos, and when we give a course, we tape the instructors. We put it on there. Another one is Texas Accordion Net. This is still on the Ning network, and these are social networks. It allows people to socially interact with us, not just one way. We teach Uvu. This young lady is learning to play the accordion using another free internet service from a lady in Galveston every Friday night. She sits in her studio and she teaches her over the internet. They both see each other and so on. Our most recent venture is Ustream. Ustream is a cablecast, a web net system. And that teacher who was teaching her is now up in Alaska teaching at a university at a summer camp for 2 weeks. So she gave 2 classes per night, and anybody with a laptop, I could pick these up in my house and attend her class in Alaska sitting in Killeen, Texas. And she did it with her laptop. So we're coming to the point where the technology is there, video and audio wise, with a laptop. webcam and a microphone built in, and systems like Ustream and Livestream, there's other ones too, where the common folk can really get out to the world. So we're spreading the word to the world. Basically, our concept is up and down the I-35 corridor. The music we're producing and teaching, we teach in Dallas at Accordion Convention, in Austin down at Accordion Convention, San Antonio, and they're all using our music, which means we all can play off the same sheet of music up and down at least I-35, including down to Galveston. And now we can reach the world. So,
you know, that's the interesting part, and I think one of the more important parts also of your organization. Not only is it educational, but multi-ethnic also in terms of various representations, various backgrounds, and I think like in your case, Panamanian and Hawaiian, right, that you are. And many of the performances that you've had, which I've seen before, are, just like you said a minute ago and that I'd like to emphasize, are of various groups, various countries. Although you're dressed as a mariachi, right? If I have it correctly. You have German background, you play in many other backgrounds, many other nationalities. People are involved in your organization are also. And all this right here in the Central Texas area as well. A lot of people are not aware of that you know, here in Central Texas that you have this. And the reason that this is very important also is because this is really what Central Texas is, particularly Killeen. 60% of the population is other than Anglo, what is often referred to as minority. Well, actually, that was the 2000 census, so now it might be even higher than 60%. So anyway, I think that's quite important.
Right, and we publicize through stations like this. I was telling Art earlier that one of our performers came up from Cedar Park for twice a week for a year to learn how to play the trumpet, and his mother saw us on this station here. And then we had another family coming in twice a week from Huddle, Texas, and they drove all the way here for what we have to offer, because not too many organizations have the scope that we have. You may have a Puerto Rican organization or a Filipino organization, but again, this young lady is Hawaiian and Panamanian. You know, plus she's learning a lot about Mexico.
Well, let me ask you a question, Samantha. You're the princess.
Yes.
Now, how'd you get to be a princess? How does that work?
I've learned how to dance, sing, and play music.
Okay, so you have to be active. You have to be active with the organization.
Right.
And so your peers or the group decided to make you the princess. And what do you do as a princess? What kind of duties do you have?
I go to parades, go to banquets and meetings.
And how did you get involved? How did you get involved with MECCA?
My mom's friend knew about MECCA, and she was in MECCA, and my mom put me in.
That's great. Thank you for being the princess. I'm sure you have a lot of other duties coming up. She's young, but you have, how old are you?
12.
12. But you have an older group, or do you have all the students working together?
No, they all work together. We try to make sure, and that's one of our problems because our society is departmentalized into grade school, middle school, high school, college, you name it. We try to keep it family oriented, so we don't separate the mother that came, for example, that came from Huddle, Texas. Her daughter Judy was young, probably 8 or 9, and the mother was learning to dance, and she's actually from Honduras. And her son learned to play the accordion, and he was 12. So they all learn together, and we try not to separate them. What we do is let them separate themselves. Obviously, what somebody can't do, they can't do. So if they're not ready for it, they tend to go play while we're doing something harder. But we don't want an adult group versus a child group, or an A group and a B group, or however you want it. Groups are separated by high group and low group, whatever. They're all together, and it's called, in the world that we're living in today, making music. In other words, you just have music for the fun of it. You're not there to win a competition for UIL and be the best high school in the area.
So it's family oriented.
Very family oriented.
And you know, we need more activities like that where the parent can participate with their child. And you said 8. That's great. Is there a cost, or how does someone get involved?
No, up until now, we have not charged for anything. It's up to us to raise the money for all the instruments and all the costumes and so on, and we have done that. Their obligation is moral more than monetary. In other words, they must learn, like this young lady, learning to play 3 instruments. They must learn and they must perform. And that's how we recruit when we go out or come on programs like this here. Some mother says, geez, I'd